The Midday News on 3FM 92.7. My name is Beatrice Adu. The news is also live on Kasmi 107.1 FM and across the world at 3news.com. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Inspector General of Police orders CID to take over probe into attack on NAIMOS director at Hwidiem. Meanwhile, the asunatifi MP, North MP, has been invited to assist in investigations. Also coming up, gunmen attack immigration officers at Nagani in Upper East region. Two are critically injured. We have the details for you. And much later on the program, rice farmers across the country say the influx of foreign rice is undercutting their sales and making the business less competitive. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Now, the Inspector General of Police, Christian Tatayohunu, has directed the Criminal Investigations Department headquarters to take over investigations into the attack on the Director of Operations of the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, NAIMOS, and his team at Hwidiem in the Ahafo region. The directive follows reports that the NAIMOS team, while on an anti-galamsey operation near Bronikrom, came under attack from a group allegedly incited by the Member of Parliament for asunatifi North, Beatrice Adu. The MP has since been invited to assist police investigations. The preliminary reports indicate that the NAIMOS team had earlier arrested several suspects and seized a pistol, ammunition and 2 unregistered vehicles before being confronted by the mob. Reinforcement from the Ahafo Regional Police Command and military personnel were later deployed to restore calm, with support from the Zongo chief of Hwidiem, who helped mediate the standoff. In a statement, the police said a special operation has been launched to identify and arrest all perpetrators, warning against any interference with law enforcement duties. The statement also condemned the attack and cautioned against interference in law enforcement operations. Meanwhile, public pressure is mounting for the immediate arrest of members of parliament allegedly linked to galamsey activities. Co-founder of Eco-Conscious Citizens, Awula Sewa, says the law must take its course to deter others.
What we need to know is that if we want to end this menace, we need the political will to do so. Under the past administration, things were not moving forward because people close to the administration were allegedly involved. Nothing has changed. Ghanaians did not vote for musical chairs, but this has been ongoing. I think that the IGP's task force was also attacked by thugs. What needs to happen to show that there's a political will is that the MPs named should be promptly arrested. They should be suspended from Parliament, and thorough investigation should take place. And if the facts so deem it right, prosecution should take place. Unless we act swiftly and decisively when persons close to the administration are involved, this is going to continue. And it's going to give the impression that there's no serious fights going on. As we speak, a person by the name of Joki, who claims to be closely associated with the current administration, is allegedly involved in illegal mining in Atronsu and has threatened activists. The matter has been reported to NAIMOS through third parties. There are currently, according to our information, 4 excavators in Atronsu, and the community is afraid because any illegal mining will threaten the only source of drinking water, the Atronsu stream. But no action has been taken yet, although reports have been made. We commend NAIMOS for what they are doing, but we are saying that His Excellency the President needs to ensure that prompt action is taken against the thugs immediately, and the 2 MPs named should be arrested. I know you are innocent until proven guilty, but they should be called to the police station to help the police with their investigation.
And you heard there Awula Sewa, she's co-founder of Eco-Conscious Citizens. Let's speak to Richard Komado, who is a fraud prevention expert and security intelligence consultant. Good afternoon to you, sir. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Beatrice.
The IGP has directed the CID headquarters to take over investigations. First, how significant is this, and in terms of also the difference this can make in ensuring impartial and effective prosecution?
Not just impartial, but it boosts the confidence of the entire country. It boosts the confidence of the NAIMOS people, and it boosts the confidence of the frontliners in particular. That at least we have spoken and they have listened. The appropriate thing to be done is what the IGP is doing. The speed, we will need to wait for the investigation to start fully. But at least the culprits involved, whose names keep on coming up almost every now and then, has been invited or will be arrested, together with the one that they said is not in the country. And I think this is the best way to go.
I'm sure you heard the police, or you read the statement from the police, kind of giving a warning ahead of time that we don't want any political interference. How do you expect this to be done, knowing that there's a sitting member of parliament, or actually two sitting members of parliament involved?
We've said that parliamentarians can be criminals, and our history has shown that. Let nobody think that once you're in parliament, you don't commit crime. What the speaker did for them is a convergence criterion, and they have abused it. Whoever commits crime needed to be arrested. As serious as we are talking about inappropriate money, which the whole state have set up a task force, attacking the task force in the manner they did, it's like you have attacked the soul of the state. And whether you are a parliamentarian or whoever you are, you needed to be picked up as quickly as possible. And so I'm happy the IGP has started. Let's stop the conversation that they are parliamentarians. They have come at the crime investigations, and they needed to be treated as such.
You just made a very strong statement that parliamentarians can be criminals. Are you saying that we've seen these things happening because perhaps they've been protected by the leader, as it were, in Parliament, in this case, the Speaker of the House?
Definitely. This is from their own mouths and from their horses' own mouths. Over the years, parliamentarians have been involved in all manner of crimes. And so there are no angels in that house. All those who have come at that crime investigation should not be shaded. They should be allowed to face the full rigors of the law, irrespective of whichever party they supported or whichever side they are sitting. And that is the only way they will bring some levels of confidence into the general public, particularly when the trust for parliamentarians and trust in our political system itself is dwindling. Shading them will not help. So I'm happy the Speaker did not stop the IGP, that they have allowed the IGP to take a quick action. It will enhance, probity and accountability, and it will enhance the frontiers of our democracy. And this is what governance is all about.
At the end of the day, what people are looking forward to is that NAIMOS would work, or at least will be able to deal with illegal mining menace, whichever way we choose to. Beyond the arrest, what measures would you expect security agencies and stakeholders to put in place to prevent another mob attack like this?
Number one, they will need to review their operational tactics. Number two, they will need to reassess the methodologies. And number three, NAIMOS, made up of soldiers predominantly, will need to trust the police and the BNI more, irrespective of wherever they find themselves. Other than that, issues of entrapment could be high. Then the last one I want to make, they should stop trusting politicians. Some of them can be bloody criminals who might be involved in many of these things, and holding up the space for them by giving them that respect and talking to them might create some level of audacious exercises for the NAIMOS group, and that may lead to entrapment. But having said that, to attack law enforcement officers, particularly soldiers, in the manner they did, they might be asking for more troubles where they may not have the backbone to sustain it. So they should stop it.
Mr. Kumado, let me ask you this question on my next story, which has to do with the attack on two immigration officers. Your thoughts on it and what you expect to be done?
I think we have to take our time. The way we are relating to one another is not good. Crashes between law enforcement officers and the civilians is getting out of hand. The better we all take our time, the better we provide public education, the better we begin to relate properly, is the best. Other than that, I'm always afraid that once you attack law enforcement officers, they may react to the negative and damn the consequences, which is part of their training.
Thank you very much. We'll have to end it here. You had that, Richard Kumado. He's a fraud prevention expert and security intelligence consultant. And I just told you that two personnel of the Ghana Immigration Service have been shot at Nagani in the northern part of the country. The attack, which sources within the regional command have confirmed, occurred late Sunday night when the officers were returning from night duty on a motorbike. Sources say that the attackers laid an ambush and opened fire on the unsuspecting officers. The officers sustained life-threatening injuries and were transported to the Upper East Regional Hospital in Bolgatanga, where they are currently receiving medical care. The Immigration Service is yet to issue an official statement on the incident, but sources say an investigation has commenced. Well, this latest attack on Immigration Service personnel comes nearly a month after an unidentified gunmen attacked two officers at the Bintiri Inland checkpoint on October 3, 2025, resulting in the death of one officer. Let's speak to Castro Senyala. He's our Upper East Regional correspondent. He joins us live on the phone. Castro, just tell us more about this reported attack.
Right, Beatrice. So, information around this attack that happened yesterday is still very sketchy, but I continue to monitor what is happening there as I continue to keep in touch with the state security agencies currently handling what has been described as a very unfortunate incident, considering that a month ago, two other immigration officers were attacked in the same manner, but this time around in the Northeast region, in the Northeast region, as we witnessed yesterday in the Upper East region. What I understand is that the officers are currently at the regional hospital where one of them is in critical condition, battling for his life. The other officer is stable, and understand that investigations have commenced because the Immigration Service is not happy about the developments, considering that they are doing all they can to secure the borders, and so continued attacks on them would mean that they have to do something very urgent to protect their personnel. We also understand that the regional commander who is on leave may be returning very soon because of the situation, and will be engaging the rest of the men on the ground to calm them down, reassure them of the commitment of the Immigration Service and the way forward. We also pick intelligence that state security agencies, which are also working around the Timpani enclave, are also on high alert and have begun to come around to see how best they can bring these perpetrators to book.
Indeed, great to know that the individuals involved, as in the victims, are in stable condition. But early days yet, are you able to tell us whether the Immigration Service is giving indications regarding who might be behind the attacks?
Not at all. The Immigration Service has been very careful as far as speaking on the issues concerned, because they say that they are getting dozens of information or leads, let me put it that way, and so they want to investigate the incident themselves first of all before they are able to finalize on what may have happened. But they have assured that they won't let this one go by. Beatrice, if you remember, in the Boku General area, this would mean the second time immigration officers have been attacked. First, within the Boku area itself during the peak of the conflict somewhere in 2022, and also now we are having this one happening, not in Boku as such, but also in the Boku general area, and this time it's in Timpani. And so the Immigration Service is not really happy, and they're not resting as far as bringing the perpetrators to book is concerned, as I have been talking to them and what they've told me. And so we keep our fingers crossed. We continue to monitor the situation and what they are going to do, and whatever comes up, we'll let our listeners know in the coming days.
Indeed. And before you go, yes, the Immigration Service is not happy about it, but you just said that, or confirmed, that it's not the first time this is happening in that part of the country. How are people generally reacting to it?
Yes, people are not happy at all that state security personnel of state security agencies, continue to command the attack of unknown, unidentified gunmen who would usually lay ambush and attack. But the general call has been for the state to retool a lot of these, state security agencies, especially those who work along the border where the threats keep changing. For instance, residents are asking that if the Immigration Service is retooled with the necessary tools like body cams and other work materials, they would have been able to easily track the attackers at the footage that would help to bring leads as far as investigations are concerned. They've also said that government needs to crack down on the number of guns in the hands of civilians who continue to perpetrate crimes such as what we've just witnessed along major highways and affecting trade and all manner of the lives of the people. And so that's generally what the residents here have been saying as far as reacting to the incident is concerned. Residents are not happy at all about the speed at which incidents or attacks are happening, especially in parts of the Upper East region.
Indeed, and linked to the proliferation of small arms and light weapons, right? Thank you very much, Castro Senyala. Now, there's uneasy calm at part of Nkoko in the Kwa West municipality of the Eastern region, following an altercation between two youth groups that resulted in knife attacks and the death of one person. Police have since managed to restore order in the area, but there are growing fears of possible reprisal attacks among rival youth gangs. Let's speak to our correspondent Yvonne Nikwe, who joins us live on the phone. Yvonne, if you can tell us more about how the Municipal Security Council is handling the situation in Nkoko now.
We do know that MUSEC is having closed-door meetings and several engagements with stakeholders to ensure that they are containing the situation. Containing because, as we speak, in as much as the police have restored calm, we do know that per the persons involved, we might have reprisal attacks on our hands. Because yesterday, when the incident happened, we saw more of them intending to have a mob attack on the Holy Family Catholic Hospital's personnel there, because they wanted to revenge the death of the deceased, who is a popular musician out there. And so, yes, MUSEC is having those engagements and meetings to see how it could meet the youth and possibly help them calm down. And so then we're hoping that the police, who are yet to give us official statement of their findings, will also come up with exactly what they've seen through and then how they intend to go about these issues. But the worrying issue is the uprising of these small, what we will call them ghettos in communities. It is not only Kwa West municipalities. We're seeing them in quite a number of districts across the Eastern region. A worrying issue to the NACOP authorities, because they believe that these youths are resorting to the use of drugs and opioids. And so whenever issues happen, they are under some kind of duress to quickly act, resulting in conflict and situations as these we are seeing.
Do we know whether there has been any arrest yet?
Well, there haven't been any arrests. The police, as I did mention earlier on, has also not issued any comment as to indeed if, as I'm speaking to you, they've done any arrests or not. But we do know that they haven't yet picked anybody as of those who were involved in those issues yesterday.
Thank you very much, Yvonne Nikwe. She is our Eastern Regional Correspondent. Some 18 minutes past the hour of 12. When we come back, we'll bring you some more. Don't go away.
Hello, Ghana. It's a new year and Bills Microcredit is here to support your dreams. If you're not working but want to start a business, don't let money stop you. With just your Ghana card, you can get a loan to turn your ideas into reality. Already running a business? Need more capital? Or are you a salary worker looking for extra funds? Bills offers fast and easy loans with no collateral, no deposit, and no SUSI savings required. Wherever you are, whatever you need, Bills makes it happen. Call Bills Microcredit today. Call 0596 920 833 or 0302 200 390 and get started. Bills is licensed and regulated by the Bank of Ghana. Bills, financing your needs. Terms and conditions apply.
And you saw here on the Midday News on 3FM 92.7. Thank you for staying. Now, the Court of Appeal has dismissed an application by lawyers of former National Signals Bureau, Kwabena Adu and his wife, seeking to overturn the High Court's decision, which refused the application for further disclosures from the Attorney General. The defense lawyers, led by Samuel Atachia, in July filed a motion seeking the full disclosures of national security operational accounts from 1992, which entailed the tenures of 5 presidents. Let's speak to Lord Edwasari. He's our Court Affairs correspondent. He joins us live on the line. Lord, what more can you tell us?
Right, Beatrice. So basically, a bit of background here. You'd recall that at the latter part of July, lawyers of the former Signals Bureau director, led by Samuel Atachia, they filed a motion to compel the prosecution to, as it were, disclose some documents they described as exculpatory. Now, these documents had to do with the Signals Bureau accounts from 1992 to date. According to them, the prosecution had filed these documents but had left several pages out, and these pages they believed that would have helped the case. So at the High Court, they prayed the presiding judge to order the prosecution to disclose these documents to them. But the Deputy Attorney General indicated that all the documents that they had in their custody was what they disclosed. It's not a matter of them leaving out some pages, but they just disclosed the portion for which they were, which is Edubuahi and his wife were under investigation for. And so it cannot be the case that they had some documents in their possession and were keeping it from the defense counsel. So this was the background. So they appealed that decision because the High Court, presided over by Justice Nyedu Nyante, dismissed their application to compel the prosecution. So they came to the Court of Appeal to urge upon the court to quash the decision by the High Court and essentially order the prosecution to as it were, file these disclosures. Again, the 3-member panel of justices at the Court of Appeal dismissed the application, indicating that they did not prove any circumstances that showed that the High Court judge had faulted in dismissing the application. They indicated that no issue of human rights had been abused as far as the clients were concerned, and it wasn't the case that we were going to disrupt the prosecution's case at the High Court, and so this was dismissed. And there was actually another case. This had to do with the SkyTrain case, which had borders on the former board chairman, Professor Christopher Mayor-Kunfi. He's the second accused, and then the first accused being Solomon Asamoah. Now, Professor Christopher Kunfi's lawyers also came to the High Court because they had filed an application to quash the High Court decision. Basically, it was actually on a similar ground that Edubuahi's case bordered on, because they had also filed an application to compel the prosecution to file certain disclosures. Now, these disclosures had to do with board meetings that had their clients involved. They believe that the prosecution failed to disclose that, and by disclosing that, it would have helped the case. But again, the Court of Appeal indicated that these incidents or cases that the lawyers of Professor Mayor-Kunfi were citing were not solid grounds, and that from what the prosecution had stated, the documents that they had was what had been disclosed, and so there wasn't any foul play over there. So they also had their application to quash the High Court decision thrown out by the Court of Appeal. Beatrice.
Thank you very much, Lord Edwasari. He's our Court Affairs correspondent to the Ashanti region now, where the final funeral rites of the late high life icon Charles Kwadwo, popularly known as Daddy Lumba, continue to take dramatic twists and turns. The invocation of the Asantehene's Great Oath, locally known as Intamkese, has now cast uncertainty over the set date for the musician's final funeral rites. Guess what? The first hearing was held today at the Menchia Palace, and William Evans Income was there for us. He joins us live on the line. William, are we in for the long haul?
Well, so that would depend if the family, is able to call truce or observe truce, because they have about 4 days grace period to do that. And this advice was given to them by the Menchia Palace Judicial Council Committee. And of course, that particular committee was headed by the Samahene. If you go to the Menchia Palace, the Samahene is the landlord of the Menchia Palace. So he chaired this particular judicial council and has advised the family to go and settle the matter amicably before Friday. In an event they are unable to settle the matter, then traditional case management will be triggered, and that means that we will be in for the long haul, because there's an Tamkese, or the great foot of the Santehene, which demands certain rights as the case is also heard.
Thank you very much, William Evans Sinkum. He's a man in the Ashanti region. A founding member of the opposition New Patriotic Party, Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo, has criticized the 63 minority members of parliament who have declared their support for former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia into the party's presidential primary. He says that step alone will completely shut out the NPP. He spoke to me earlier.
And believe me, first I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it for the simple reason this is something we've never done it before as a political party. And then secondly, the party is already fractured. So what is going to happen after this will be total fragmentation of the party. I say this because each member who came out support that particular idea and declaring himself for that particular contestant is coming from a constituency. Has he consulted the constituency and the constituency has agreed that he can go to that extent, or he's doing that by his own thinking? And I can assure them, if they have contacted the constituencies, they might be shocked what results they will get. So if they have not contacted the constituencies, then they are rather doing harm to the person they have come out to support.
Which is the former Vice President,
Who is the former Vice President, Bawumia.
A number of them feel that as individuals and citizens of the country, they have the right, of course members of the party as well, they have the right to declare support for anybody that they feel is good for, not just for the party, but and we'll bring you more of that in our subsequent bulletins. And before we go, rice farmers in Somenya in the eastern region say the influx of foreign rice is undercutting their sales and making their business less competitive. They made this known when members of parliament on the Environment, Science and Technology Committee, together with the Climate Change Caucus, visited some farms to learn firsthand about the impact of climate change on their production.
Despite rising domestic rice production, Ghana spends more than $500 million annually on rice imports. The U.S. Department of Agriculture's Grain and Feed Annual 2025 report projects that Ghana's rice import will reach 1 million metric tons in the 2025-2026 season, covering more than half of national demand. Currently, thousands of metric tons of paddy and milled rice remain unsold in storehouses across rice-growing regions from the 2024 season. Farmers are also unable to harvest this season's crop due to a lack of funds to rent harvesters, leaving several acres of rice still standing in the fields. This is the trouble of rice farmers in Adelakope in Somenya.
The situation here is the same. It is our customers that delayed, and our whole thing also gone delayed. So as I harvested now, no buyer, and I can't get enough money, it means I'm not able to do it this season.
That is not all. They are caught between feeding the nation and fighting the effects of climate change. These locals have adopted natural irrigation systems and farming techniques to maintain their farms.
Christian Yale found that report. Will bring you the full report in our subsequent bulletins. My name is Beatrice Adu. Thank you very much for joining us on the Midday News today on 3FM 92.7. Coming up shortly is Business Daily with Michael Obodu.
Lifestyle radio station.
And hello there, good afternoon, welcome to Business Daily on 3FM 92.7. Coming up, Bank of Ghana to inject up to $1 billion into Forex market in November under revised FX intermediation program to sustain cedi gains. Also, fuel prices drop sharply at pumps as cedi strengthens and global crude prices fall, with Star Oil among others leading reductions. And Food and Beverages Association of Ghana, FABAC, demands major tax and policy overhaul in 2026 budget.
It's so powerful.
The private sector is hopeful that the Minister of Finance will introduce targeted tax reliefs for the local producers, especially the small and medium-scale enterprises, so as to encourage investment.
I'm Michael Obodu. Details of our top stories and more coming up shortly. Please don't go anywhere. Thank you so much for your time. Straight into our top story. And the Bank of Ghana is preparing to inject as much as $1 billion into the foreign exchange market this month under its revised foreign exchange market intermediation program. The move is expected to sustain the recent cedi rally and stabilize the market after the local currency recorded one of its strongest monthly performance in October. This report has the details.
We are very much hopeful.
We apologize for that challenge. We'll bring you that soundbite shortly. Now, some oil marketing companies have begun slashing fuel prices at the pumps in line with industry forecast of a significant drop from November 1, 2025. Market leaders Star Oil and Zen Petroleum are among the first to implement reductions, citing lower global crude prices and a stronger cedi. This report has more.
Market leader Star Oil is now selling a litre of petrol at 11 cedis 59 pesos, down from 12 cedis 77 pesos, while diesel has dropped to 12 cedis 47 pesos. Another major player, Zen Petroleum, has also reduced its prices. Petrol now sells at 11 cedis 97 pesos per litre and diesel at 12 cedis 17 pesos. Sources say Zen's new prices may remain unchanged for at least a week before any review. The Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies had earlier projected fuel prices could fall by up to 8% per litre, driven by a drop in global crude prices and the city's sharp appreciation in October. Crude oil prices slipped to a 5-month low of $62.82 per barrel while the cedi gained over 11% against the US dollar, its strongest performance in months. If the trend continues, industry analysts say that latest reductions could mark the biggest drop in fuel prices so far in 2025.
And that was a 3 Business News Desk report. Now, the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana, FABAC, has issued an urgent appeal to the Minister of Finance, calling for a comprehensive overhaul of the tax and regulatory environment in the upcoming 2026 National Budget Statement to save local industry and combat smuggling. Executive Chairman of FABAC, Reverend John Awuni, argues that the cumulative burden of taxes, including the COVID-19 levy, multiple excise duties, and high regulatory fees, has severely compromised the country's competitiveness.
We are very much hopeful that the budget will be generally business friendly. We will generally remove nuisance taxes such as the excise tax on fruit juices that we have complained over and over that is having negative effect on the industry. To generally cancel the container fumigation levies that is very, very unnecessary and just an addition to the cost of doing business. And then also ensure that new taxes are not introduced, such as producer responsibility tax, and cancel out the COVID-19 levy. The food and beverage sector is hopeful that the Minister of Finance will introduce targeted tax reliefs for the local producers, especially small and medium-scale enterprises, so as to encourage investment. We are also hoping that this budget will not only come out with policies that will lead to the exchange rate being low, but the exchange rate being very, very stable.
That was the Executive Chairman of the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana, FABAC, Reverend John Awuni. The Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research, ISE, is urging government to adopt a more sustainable approach to borrowing and ensure that funds sourced through debt are channeled into productive sectors of the economy. This comes after the institute revealed that a significant portion of Ghana's borrowed funds in recent years have been used to service interest payments and recurrent expenditure rather than capital investments. We'll bring you that story shortly, but we'll turn our attention to our earlier story on the Bank of Ghana and its plans to intervene in the forex market.
According to a notice to commercial banks, the central bank plans to auction about $300 million twice a week on a spot basis. It explained that the move is aimed at maintaining transparency and stability in the forex market, with future volumes to be determined by prevailing market conditions. In October, the bank injected about $1.15 billion in what it described as a market-neutral intervention. The CID responded strongly, appreciating by nearly 14% against the dollar and over 34% year-to-date. Market analysts credit the CID's performance to new forex and monetary policy measures, including the shift from weekly auctions to spot sales, a reform the Ghana Association of Banks says has improved market efficiency and dollar supply. The central bank maintains that its overarching goal is to deepen the interbank FX market, enhance price discovery, and smooth volatility.
And that was a 3 Business News Desk report. Now, finance expert and chief executive officer of Daylight Finance, Joe Jackson, has offered a contrasting view on Ghana's government's recent inability to meet its treasury bill auction targets, stating that the current undersubscription should not be a worry. According to Daylight Finance CEO, the key takeaway is that the government is currently accepting just what it needs by not aggressively chasing the full targets and limiting its borrowing from the domestic market. Jackson argued that government is actively working not to crowd out the private sector. Crowding out occurs when heavy government borrowing raises interest rates, making it more expensive and difficult for private businesses to access credit for investment and growth.
There's still a lot of interest, but not at the rate at which the government wants to take it. So here's what I say. This has to be good. You see, when there's undersubscription, there's enough left on the table for the private sector. And just maybe it will help the government, it's feedback for the government to look at its rates very carefully. It's maybe time for maybe a correction. But I don't see anything wrong with for the economy. There's enough funds for the private sector to subscribe to. You will see that the financial sector, the banks, are seeking to give out more loans and create more loan assets. You would see that means that there's a little bit more access to finance for our businesses to grow and expand and create employment at a rate which can be competitive. So it's fine. There's nothing wrong. It's okay. The discipline that if it is undersubscribed, they only take what is available and walk away.
And that was Chief Executive of Daylex Finance, Joe Jackson there, bringing an end to Business Daily on 3FM 92.7. For more business stories, please visit our website at 3news.com/business. I am Michael Obudu. Thank you for listening. As always, please stay safe.
Journey of Pan-Africanism and consciousness. It is your regular taxi driver with the urban blend and 3FM 92.7 in living stereo every day, Monday to Friday from 12:30 p.m. till 3 p.m. This is the show everybody listens to, so your business will certainly do well here. My name, Black Rasta. I am the rootical, hairtical, Don Gargan, Mua Fire, Hwidiem, come forward. Atinga ya chika fankare, Azure ya chika fankare, Abama ta chika fankare.
3FM, your urban lifestyle radio.
Accra, Ghana, Africa, and worldwide. Join us on Inspirational Gospel Mix this and every Sunday, 8 p.m. 3FM. What is your favorite scripture?
Well, my favorite scripture is Romans 8:28, and it says, all things work together for the good to them that love the Lord. Kwame, that is absolutely my favorite scripture.
Yes, your Inspirational Gospel Mix, a moment to get inspired with the best of inspirational songs and interviews to get you prepared for the new week. Every Sunday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. with me, your big brother, Kwame Adu, mixing G, mixing gospel. You can't miss it. You are blessed as you listen. 3FM 92.7.
Your finest tunes in sync with a soothing voice. 3 Lounge with AJ.
Are you tired of the same old routine? Need a break from the stress and chaos of everyday life? Well, step into the 3 Lounge, your world of absolute relaxation and great music with yours truly, AJ Akwako Sapon. Welcome to the best mid-morning show in the capital and beyond. This is 3 Lounge, yours truly, your radio princess, AJ Akwako Sapon.
Love it. I love it. It's great.
Kickstart your week with Monday motivation. Shake off the Tuesday blues and get ready for midweek mania. Take a trip down memory lane on Throwback Thursday and wrap up the week with Funky Friday with myself and Helen Apia Ampufo. Plus, enjoy exciting celebrity interviews, insightful conversation, engaging discussions on topics that matter, and there's a boatload of fun and easy activations that reward and appreciate you, our loyal listener.
If you are listening, we're manifesting money into your pocket this morning.
Don't miss out on the excitement. Tune in to 3 Lounge every weekday morning from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. with AJ Akwako Sapon, only on 3FM 92.7.
It's my number one.
92.7 3FM, your urban lifestyle radio.
92.7 3FM, your urban lifestyle radio.
Accra, Ghana, Africa, and worldwide. Join us on Inspirational Gospel Mix this and every Sunday, 8 p.m. 3FM.
What is your favorite scripture? Well, my favorite scripture is Romans 8:28, and it says, all things work together for the good to them that love the Lord. Kwame, that is absolutely my favorite scripture.
Yes, your Inspirational Gospel Mix, a moment to get inspired with the best of inspirational songs and interviews to get you prepared for the new week. Every Sunday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. with me, your big brother, Kwame Adu, mixing G, mixing gospel. You can't miss it. You are blessed as you listen. 3FM